or the Cornish nation anyway.
We're not due for about 2 minutes. I'm live now, we're talking. So I'm just going to say hello. First of all, a very good afternoon for those of you who joined us. This is, of course, St Clements Hill for the first game of the season. As you can see, we are joined by Paul Hayes, Chairman of St Austell Rugby Club. Afternoon, Paul, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Good afternoon, Graham.
Right, let's be clear. Tough game start, isn't it? Really tough game, this one.
Always. Two big rivals, always fantastic competitions between the two clubs, going back over decades, and this will be no different. We're expecting a very tough encounter, and so it should be for a cup final.
How about this, Paul? We've all been waiting for the start of the season, haven't we? It's and we get 3-1 today because we've got first game of the season. We've got local derby, best of friends off the field, and the Cornwall Cup final. So, does it get any better than that?
Not really. Well, only if we're winners at 4:30. But yes, it's eagerly anticipated. We tried to get on at the end of last season, and for a variety of reasons, a fixture couldn't be found. And I think actually this is the second best choice. Make it a curtain raiser instead of a finale, and what a curtain raiser it's going to be.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it should have happened at the back end of last season, but there were dates couldn't be agreed. But during the season, St Austell beat Truro twice. I mean, 12-31 up here and 54-3 at home. Does that make you favourites today?
Well, I guess on paper you could look at that and say we're favourites, but we've played in enough Truro games to know that goes out the window. It's a local derby. It means a lot to both sets of players. There will be nothing more than Truro will like to do to get one over on their local rivals, one league higher now. So it will be, we've under no illusions that this will be a tough encounter, and this will be a level of intensity that will in many ways prepare us for the challenges ahead at level 5.
Right, and finally, what anybody watching, what should they be looking for today? Key players, what's your game plan?
So a lot depends on the way Truro approach it. We know that the first quarter will be full of vim and vigour. Once that settles down, I think that we'll be looking to move the ball as much as we can without guessing what Truro's game plan is. I think they will look to try and make it a forward orientated game. So you've got a really two differing styles, and I think the winner will come from the team that keeps their discipline and is able to impose their game on the opposition, and that's the challenge for both sides.
Right. I'm assuming, Paul, it's going to set you up well for the first game ever in South West 1, level 5 at Brixham away next week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've deliberately given ourselves a hard, the Truro game is an added bonus in some regards, but we've deliberately gone for hard opposition to get the lads used to the physicality, the pace, the power of teams that we will encounter at level 5. We've got a lot from those games, and we will get a lot from this one. So exciting times. Big challenges, but that's what we're in it for.
Thank you, Paul. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Paul Hayes, of course. Always nice to see Paul. Never puts a spin on things, ever. Right, apologies for all the messing around, and welcome if you've just joined us. This is, of course, the Cornwall Cup final between the home team Truro and St Austell here at St Clements Hill, and if like me you've been looking forward to this game for a long time, we have a real exciting game in prospect. All messing around, and welcome if you've just joined us. This is, of course, it is, of course, early season. I've been messing around a lot with settings and things. I'm hoping it's working okay. It seems to be. I did have a problem with framing the output, but it looks okay now, so I'm hoping things are going to be fine. Right, let's be clear. Big game today. My name's Graham. I'm going to be with you for the whole match, which kicks off in about 26 minutes at 2:30. I am doing it all my own. I've got I'm cameraman, sound producer, video editor, the whole lot, computer operator. So in the unlikely event of something going wrong, I do apologise, but what I always tend to do is fall back on the fact that I record the game as well. And if the worst comes to the worst and I'm not able to get the live stream back working, then what you can be sure of is that the game is recorded and it will be on YouTube probably by tomorrow afternoon. Edited highlights, but usually most of the game itself. So be patient. I am trying my best. We're going to say big thanks, of course, both to Truro and to the CRFU. It is their competition, of course, CRFU, for giving us permission to live stream this today. Much appreciate it. And it's important that if you do enjoy this, please go ahead, make some positive comments or criticise if it's constructive. And if you want to subscribe to the St Austell RFC YouTube channel, please go ahead. That way you'll get notifications for all of the games coming up throughout the season. Big hello to all the Truro and Saint supporters today. Two particular I want to pick out. Fred Woods is not here today. Fred's not been well. He's in Truro making a recovery. I do hope that it's very rapid and he's available to come with us next week. And to Julie White, who's not been well either. She's also in Truro, and I believe that she's going to be watching today with Andy, who will be bringing her beer and fags all the way through. That was a joke, by the way. Right, let's have a quick look at the teams for today. Right, as you can see, home side, one or two changes from the team we played last year, which I'll talk about in a few moments' time. But it obviously, right at the start of the season, there have been recruitments and changes here and there. Same for both sides, actually. So in the front row for Truro today, Jordan Shears, Lewis Powell at hooker, and Lewis Kahn at tight head prop. Second row are Ash Riches and Tom Duncan, of course, his player coach. Moves into the second row. He can play back row or second row. He's one of those very talented players, ex Cornish Pirates and Red Ruth, of course. In the back row, Dan Head plays open side. The evergreen Jack Tidball, one of the brothers, is at number 8 with Luke Treskothic. I'd like to see him playing again. He didn't play much last season due to injury, and he's back. He's playing on the blind side. Can't mistake him because of his very distinctive haircut. Very aggressive and lovely ball player. In the backs we have scrum half Connor Swan is at 9 with Ash Hosking, long-time servant of Truro, of course, at 10. In the centres, Ben Bebb and Matt Simmons, with Ian Boone on one wing, on the left wing, and Matt Blewett on the right wing. Luke Tidball, who was skipper last year, and I'm not sure if he's skipper again this year, we'll find out in a while, is playing fullback. On the bench today, because it is a cup match, both sides have named six substitutes. So on the bench for Truro, Andre Hicks, Ross Denning, I'm surprised he's not starting. Ross, he'll be a starter for donkey's years. Matt Cross, Barnaby Elderkin, Josh Anderson and Will Hennessy. Now I should say at this point I don't know the Truro players in the same way as I know the St Austell players. As you can probably see, there's rain coming down here. So sometimes if I get their names wrong, please be patient. I'll do the best I can. If I make a mistake, I try my best not to, because sometimes they come out without the numbers as they appear in the programme. So if I call Ross Denning Matt Cross, you'll know it's I'm trying my best. Right, for St Austell, front row, Dan Job. Love to see him playing again. He's been very busy at work. I'm just going to move my camera back a little bit, stay out of the rain. Apologies for that. Moving around, I can't afford to get anything wet. Dan Job at prop. Peter Harris is hooking today, and and Charlie Nicholson is on the tight, regular front row there. In the second row, Joe Maunder and skipper Mark Vian. Joe Maunder, of course, came up through the Cornwall under-20s. I think he's probably 20 now, is Joe. Very good young prospect, very fit, fast for a second row. In the back row, Reece Daniel is on the blind side. Lovely to see him playing. His brother, of course, on the bench, with Cam Taylor at open side 7, and Carl Marriott playing at 8, ex-Cornish Pirates and Redruth as well. Carl, of course, was St Austell player coach until back end of last season, where he saw St Austell through to a promotion. Just got married about 3 weeks ago, and he's just come back off honeymoon, and he's been training hard, and it'll be good to see him today. He's a very key player for St Austell, has been for 4, 5, 6 seasons. In the backs, CJ Boyce continues at 9, as does Matt Shepherd, plays at 10. Matt Shepherd, of course, who's a leading point scorer last season, scoring I think 33, maybe even 34 or 5 tries throughout the season, which is very, very impressive. Matt's also now player coach, although he coached last season. He's taken over some of the duties which Carl Marriott has relinquished. In the back, Sam Parsons, of course, ex-Redruth, Cornwall player as well. In the centre with Connery Woodsey, who moves in from the wing. And on the wings, Max Bullen. Great feet, young Max. Lovely, lovely player. He was injured back end last season, playing against Marlborough, but he's fit again now. Dan Tyrrell on the other wing, and Archie Bede, young Archie at fullback, who have impressed enormously the back end of last season, particularly in the cup games. Here on the bench today, Matt Boothby, another Cornwall under-20, Jack Grigg, the veteran. I call him veteran, Jack's probably about 33. Tom Daniel, Hector Bright, Ben Plummer and Fraser Nottle, with travelling reserves of Alex Welland and George Hutchinson. So a full slate throughout the whole thing. And what I think St Austell are particularly proud of is of those 23 players named today, 21 of them have been through the St Austell youth section. It's only Dan Job and Carl Marriott who joined later. Every other player on the pitch today is a St Austell youth player. That's rather nice. That's what community rugby is about. We'll run through the teams again a little bit later, when just before kick-off in about, let's just say kick-off's due in 20 minutes time, so we'll go through them again just as the teams come out to play. Oh dear, bit of rain coming in, but I think it's stopping. I'm hoping it's going to stay away, because worst comes to the worst, we might have to end up recording the game and not live streaming, but so far so good. This game being broadcast by BBC Radio Cornwall today, of course. It's always a privilege, isn't it? I think it's fair to say, two evenly matched teams. St Austell had a very good season last year. They in Southwest 2 West ended up winning the league, winning 20 of their 22 games, finishing top of the league. Truro weren't far behind. They finished third, winning 17 of their 22 games. Truro Saints, of course, were promoted, now going to Southwest 1, and I think most people expect Truro to be one of the favourites to win Southwest 2 West this year, so maybe they'll be rejoining them next year. You just never know. They certainly had a really powerful end of back last season, winning comfortably against Weybridge in the semi-final for today's final. Next week, of course, they'll be playing Truro away to Crediton in Southwest 2 West, their first league game, and St Austell will be away to Brixham for their first ever encounter in Southwest 1 Level 5 rugby. These two teams met in the league twice last year. In the first game at St Austell in October, St Austell won that one convincingly, 54 points to 3. And at the return fixture in October here in Truro, the final score was Truro 12, St Austell 31. But it wasn't anywhere near as easy as that, as the score suggests. It was a very, very close game till Mark Vian scored a try right at the end. And what I'll do now, I'll just show you, they're in slow motion, but it will take a minute or two. I'll just show you the St Austell's tries from that day. That was the highlights from the home game here at Truro. And you can see the conditions today are infinitely better. And I, for one, am seriously hoping that the sun has come out and it stays out. I do hope that doesn't happen all day afternoon. Forecast has been mixed. It's been changing here and there. We had some heavy rain about half an hour ago, a couple of showers since then, but the forecast is for it to improve through the afternoon, so keep your fingers crossed. With a bit of luck, we'll be able to continue for the whole game. As you can see, Truro players warming up. One or two new faces and one or two older faces. There's Ash Hosking, fly half. Well, that was a good pass. But Ben couldn't take it. And if I move across the other side of the field, you'll see St Austell in the far corner. I should say at this point that there is one little part of this pitch where I'm unable to get a picture, and that's bottom right down the bottom right hand corner. I'll try my very best, but position does not allow it easily. There's Pete Harris throwing in, and I suspect very much that we'll see quite a lot of that today. Pete Harris throwing to Mark Vian. Regular hooker, of course, before Pete. Pete's played several times for the senior side. Regular hooker, of course, is Miles Davey, but Miles isn't available just yet. He's going to be back later in the season. His wife has just had their second baby, and I'm not sure why he's not playing, but if you got an excuse, that's a pretty good one, isn't it? But there's Pete again, and you see this time, looks like Joe Maunder at the back taking the ball. And you can see some of the coaching teams down there. They all changed their names. They used to be called strength and fitness coaches and backs and forwards coaches. Now they're called attack coaches and defence coaches and set piece coaches. And the coaching team's made up. You can see Paul Hayes over there with Rob Daniel, who are the team managers. Director of rugby is Steve Murley, of course, who'll be there somewhere. Matt Shepherd and Sam Parsons assuming some of the coaching duties. Together with Neil Bayliss, who I think in the front, he's the man who's responsible for the set pieces. Of course, ex-National League prop forward himself, also with Launceston. Made a big difference so far. There's Truro's newsstand on the far side. Filling up nicely. Kick off 10 minutes away. And there, just coming into shot on the left hand side there is Tom Duncan, Truro player coach, playing in the second row today. He's a big powerful unit, very experienced, ex-Cornish Pirates and Redruth, of course. Truro played a pre-season game against Ivybridge, and although the Ivybridge ended up winning in the end, the score was very close. Needed a tough fixture playing Ivybridge, of course, who St Austell were playing in a league fixture this season. St Austell had two pre-season warm-up games, first against Redruth and secondly against Camborne, who of course both play in the national leagues now, and it's fair to say that on both occasions St Austell had 2 tough afternoons, but that was always to be expected against the professional sides. Both occasions St Austell lost the games, but showed up very well indeed. Both games scoring 3 tries against senior professional opposition. Right, it has stopped raining, so I'm going to, I hope you don't mind this, I'm going to move my camera slightly further out so I get a better view of the pitch. My apologies for it moving around. There you go. Just a matter of interest, I'm sat at the back of my van here, and I've been waiting patiently for Radio Cornwall to arrive beside me, but they may be somewhere else. This game is due to be live on the radio, which would be lovely. And for all of you watching on YouTube, thanks once again for joining us. And if, like me, you've been looking forward to this game for quite some time, we've got a mouth-watering prospect, have we not? I think Paul Hayes, who I spoke to earlier on, said it quite succinctly. You know, on paper, St Austell, who beat Truro twice last season, may be considered by some to be slight favourites. But if you're anything to do with Truro, supporters of players, that is simply not the case. They were at home, they've had a good pre-season, they had a very, very good back end of last season. They're one of the best sides in this league with a big, powerful set of forwards and some real pace outside. And this will be about who settles best, I think, as Paul said earlier on. So I'll leave you with a few pictures and we'll come back and do the sides again just before kick-off, which I make to be in about 6 minutes time. As the players go in, the sun comes out. How good is that? Pitch looks in absolutely fabulous condition. Real tribute to whoever's done this today. Clouds are clearing slightly. And with a bit of luck, we won't have any more rain this afternoon, which will be most welcome. If there is a breeze, it is a northwesterly, and I'm facing pretty much northwest. So if you look at the flags down, you can't look at the flags unless I show you them. If you look at the flags down to my right down here, you can see there is winds gusting at about 12, gusting about 20, and it will be across the pitch for most of the day, coming from the northwest. It also keeps it a bit cool. The temperature here is probably in the region of 13 or 14 degrees. It's chilliest it's felt for a while, but I think it's fair to say perfect conditions for rugby. Couldn't be better, could it? Much anticipated, big crowd here today. You can see the stand's pretty much full now. Loads of people standing in front of the bar, which is always the best place. And on this side of the pitch, on the bank where I'm sitting, full of cars, and maybe the same number of people again. So my guess would be somewhere north of 700-800 people here today for the Cornwall Cup final between Truro and St Austell. What a curtain raiser for the season. Fabulous event. Thanks once again to the CRFU for organising this, and of course to Truro Rugby Club for allowing us to do the filming. Next season's competition, of course, will be slightly different because the clubs have been separated into what they call a Super Cup and then the Cornwall Cup. Super Cup featuring teams who are in level 5 or above. So that means St Austell, Launceston, Camborne and Redruth will play in the Super Cup, with all the other 30 or so clubs in Cornwall separated into two other cups, so that it's played at roughly the same level. So Truro, of course, we'll be playing Weybridge, Penryn and other clubs playing at level 6. These are always the best games, local derbies. Just happens to be a cup final, makes it even better. My experience does not extend to how many times they've won the cup. I do know St Austell won it once, beating Weybridge in the final about 5 years ago. Absolutely fantastic game, and then they lost 2 seasons ago to Launceston in the final, and are back here again today. A game that was due to be played at the end of the season, but as we all know, there was a fixtures clash, particularly with the CRFU, the county championship fixtures, where several of the players from the clubs were involved, and they were unable to agree a date. So they came up with this date, of course, which, as it happens, has worked out rather well, hasn't it? They are St Austell players onto the pitch, led by skipper Mark Vine. There's Connery Woodsy on the right hand side. Connor, of course, made his full Cornwall debut back end of last season, playing in 2 of the 3 games. He'd been on bench for the other. CJ Boyce, who was due to play, unfortunately was injured and was unable to. Sam Parsons played, and Matt Shepherd also played. Good experience for all of them. And as we speak, 2 of our players will be exiting the changing rooms. There's Steve Murley with the black baseball cap on, applauding the Truro players, and led onto the pitch by Luke Tidball, skipper last year and this, playing fullback, and his brother Jack, of course, there he is, with his one ear dressed up, who will be playing at number 8 today. Both key players for Truro, both big, powerful ball carriers, and they'll be looking, I think, for them to make an impact early on. There's player coach Tom Duncan at the back there. There he is. Made a big difference as he came here. Not only a very experienced, powerful player, but a very, very experienced and respected coach. So Ash Hosking will kick off. Truro playing left to right as we look, with probably a very slight advantage from the wind. Not much in it really. So here we go, Cornwall Cup Final 2023. Matt Shepherd does his first touch. Excuse me. Milo. Apologies. Got a chap standing very close to the van and I can't see in that corner, and I'm asking to move. First line out taken, the CJ Boyce looks to Matt Shepherd, who looks to run. And Sam Parsons feeds Connor Woods. He was going backwards when he takes it, but Connor's nothing if not quick, as you can see. Looks like it was knocked on. The referee's playing advantage. Referee from the Devon Society today. I'm afraid I was unable to get a programme earlier on, so I'm not going to be able to say the referee's name. Or the assistant referees for that matter. Ash Hosking decides. Luke Tidwell kicks long. Looking to test out. He's gone! St Austell 22. There's Dan Head wearing 7. Oh, that's a big one. Tom Duncan looks like he might go there. He certainly has. How's that for a start? I think it's Tom Duncan. No, it's not. It's Jack Tidwell. Number 8. There he is, long time servant. He'll be absolutely over the moon with that, young Jack. So with only 7 minutes gone, Russell touched the ball twice. Truro have the first score on the board through number 8, Jack Tidwell, and that's 14. It was Matt Blewett doing the place kicking today. Plays on the right wing. He did most of the place kicking last season, if I recall correctly. Looking to add 2. Little 4 iron there, just chipped it over the top. Couldn't have been a better start, Truro. 7-0 up, 7 minutes gone. Matt Shepherd to kick off. Taken there by Jordan Shears. And Connor Swan looks to number 5, Tom Duncan, who was instrumental, I think, at the ruck at the previous, allowing Jack Tidwell to peel and score. Carl Marriott unable to stop that one, so there will be a line out to Truro, just outside the 22. There's Lewis Powell to throw. And he'll be looking to one of his big jumpers, either Ash Richards or Tom Duncan. Tap down there by Jack Tidball, but the referee says, I think it was Jack Tidball, might have been number 4, Ash Richards. The referee said the ball wasn't straight, so they'll bring it. So St Austell choose up for a scrummage. Always a key area of the game, this first one of the game. Let's see how those front rows square up. For Truro, Jordan Shears, Lewis Powell and Lewis Kahn, and for St Austell, Dan Jobe, Pete Harris and Charlie Nicholson, that CJ Boyce put in. That's a good shove by Truro that CJ picks up, and Matt Shepherd decides to kick long, chased by Danny Tyrrell, but he can't catch Luke Tidball. He's not the only one. Advantage, the referee says, penalty, brought offside. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, it wasn't offside, it was a high tackle, number 6, he says. Which was Reece Daniel. Truro once again deep into St Austell half, just outside the 10-metre line. And you can see from that Jack Tidball is once again the target in the line out. Luke Trescothick is robbed. Matt Shepherd kicks and chases, but Luke Tidball well tackled. Referee said, yeah, you can see quite clearly at the side, indicating the far side. Very clear decision by the ref. Yeah. Love it when the referee, we don't have a microphone today, but we're going to try that for the ensuing games. When the referee has great hand signals explaining quite clearly. Matt Shepherd, I think, is probably going to put it in the corner. Pete Harris throws. He comes around the back to pick up his throw. Helped out there by Carl Marriott. No. Taken in. Didn't bring it back, so St Austell lose possession. This is, of course, the first serious game this season, apart from the warm-up matches, played with the new tackle laws. We haven't seen anything yet from the referee. So if this is an indication, it seems like the players and the referees have adapted well. Very difficult, of course, for refs at this stage of the season. The players have to learn to tackle that bit lower and not to dip into tackle when they're running with possession. There's Connor Swan on the far side, who's looking to feed Ash Hosking. That's a good scrum by Jack Tidball, try scorer. That's his brother, Luke. There's Danny Tyrrell, first chance to show his pace. He's not the tallest player in the pitch, but he is certainly one of the quickest and most elusive. Jack Tidball again. There's Luke Trescothick making hay with Matt Shepherd. Connery Woodsy looks to run, but he's well caught by Matt Blewett. CJ was forced to do the clearing up work there, and he's got supports with him, but he needs to get the ball back, which he has done, I think. There he is again. And Matt Shepherd looks to hoof it, but I think he's skewed that, and it's come back, and you can see that several of the players are offside. Yeah, offside before the kick. Referee was playing advantage. Gives St Austell a chance to perhaps relieve the pressure and kick for touch here, which I think Matt Shepherd is probably going to do. So Pete Harris to throw. He finds Mark Vine in the centre line out. And St Austell, for perhaps the first time, into Truro's 22. And Pete Harris is there to take the ball up. Met by Luke Strothick. And the referee saying he didn't roll away from the tackle. Once again, Matt Shepherd chooses either. He might go for goal here. It's a fairly easy 3 points for him. But I think he's he's going for the corner. Pete Harris once again. Once again taken beautifully by Mark Vine, like a trout in mating season, that man. They've gone on Lighthouse. And St Austell get the rumble on, trying to emulate what Truro just did to them. And the referee has run around behind the post for a penalty try for collapsing them all. And he's indicated number 5, which is Tom Duncan, will go to the bin for 10. Very, very difficult to defend that situation. If Moore's moving forward near the line, referees almost to a man and woman nowadays will award a penalty, and if they decide it would have been a try, they will award it. And the yellow card always goes with it. Comes from pressure. So that ties it up with about 27 minutes played. The score is Truro 7, St Austell 7. Early try to Jack Tidball and a penalty try to St Austell. Matt Shepherd hoofs the ball. Finds a nice touch right down in front of us here. There's Dan J. Likes nothing more than running with the ball in his hands, despite the fact he's a prop. He can sidestep, dummy, do the lot. That's a lovely take by Jack Tidball in the line out there. Been prominent in everything Truro have done so far, as young Jack. Connor Swan looking to Ash Hoskin, who wants to bring his centres in, which he does. Matt Simmons taking the ball, but not releasing. Referee of a penalty. Matt Shepherd went too soon from the wrong place.
Straight over the top, Brad. Straight over. Wrong way.
Once again, Pete Harris. Reece Daniel has a little rumble, but he's well tackled there. You can see there the referee's really hot on getting away from the tackle area as quick as you can to allow play to continue, and he's having a chat with Luke Tidball, and it's along those lines. You know, I'll penalise you several times for not rolling away from the tackle. Next one's going to be yellow card. I don't need to tell you that, you know that watching him. So Luke's going to have a word with his boys. And Matt Chapper does the chance kick for goal, which I think he's going to do. Yeah, he's indicated. Flags go up. Goal to take the lead for the first time in this game. So Truro 7, St Austell 10. Try to Jack Tidball, penalty try, and penalty to Matt Shepherd. There's Ash Hoskin to restart. Taken by Joe Maunder. CJ Boyce hoists it. Doesn't go very far because it's hanging in the wind. And Matt Blewett and Max Bullen having a bit of a dance there. And I think Matt Blewett probably might be the one nominated for strict leave on that evidence. There's a lovely little outside run there by number 12, Ben Bebb. As you can see there, clearance attempt by Connor Swan went straight into touch, so St Austell will have a line out in front of us down here. So far Pete Harris has gone to Mark Vine on 3 occasions out of 4. 4 out of 5. There's Cam Taylor right on taking a pot pass from Sam Parsons. And Max Bullen's on the wrong wing, but he's welcome there. And there is Cam Taylor again, but he's that's loose. And Ash Hoskin's away. He's got to be. It's a run for the line. It's going to be anyone's guess. Matt Shepherd gets there first. He's tackled and he's got a release. Referee's right there with him, and he indicates not releasing, but he played advantage. Truro have men to the right, despite him one in the bin. Jack Tidball tries to feed Jordan Shears, but I think he might have knocked on. The referee will bring them back for the penalty. Sure does. This gives Ash Hoskin, I suspect, or maybe Matt Blewett, a chance to tie things up. There's a Luke Tidball. You've got to watch him because he might just tap and go. No, they're going for goal. Really easy kick for Matt Blewett there. Be enormously surprised if he doesn't tie things up here. Well, I am enormously surprised. Hit the post, bounced off, gone dead. Really hard to believe that. Someone is kicking as well as him. So we drop out to St Austell. Matt Shepherd to take. He goes fairly long with that. And it bounces just down in front of us into touch. Once again, Pete Harris. Once again, beautifully taken by Martin Ryan, who specialises, I suppose, fair to say, in line out. He's very impressive in that department. And so to get them going forward, Matt Shepherd goes long. And for the first time and second time, I think Danny Tyrrell has a chance to have a run. No point in asking if Danny's got his dancing shoes on, because he never leaves home without them. I think that was Rhys Daniel, unable to take the ball. Knock on, so there'll be a scrum on the 22 to Truro. That sadly is Matt Blewett leaving the field. That perhaps explains why he scuffed the kick. Maybe he's carrying an injury. But he doesn't look very well at all. He's limping. I'm not sure who's replaced him at the moment. I'll have a look in a moment. One is here, number on the back. So we'll return to play with a scrum just inside Truro's 22. And I think, yeah, Tom Duncan has served his 10 minutes in the bin. He's back. Coming back on. Perhaps not quite. Some chat going on over the far side between the assistant referee and the Truro coach. Tom Duncan's there involved. I suspect it's about who's coming on. There is a replacement. Goes straight into the front row. Again, once again, I'm not sure who that is, so I'll tell you when I get numbers. Scrummages have gone I think with the put in everyone so far, and there's been nothing in it, and once again St Austell get a bit of a good shove on there. The referee indicates a penalty, advantage being played. Yeah, quite clear. Jack Tidwell, last to get up. Patted on the back. Matt Shepard will stick in the corner, and St Austell looked to have a line out and attack. Probably about 13 or 14 metres away from the Truro line. Really good attacking opportunity so far. St Austell have only used Mark Vine in the line, and they do once again. And Truro decided not to contest that, but instead look to get the goal going forward when it comes down. Advantage, I think the referee's indicating out the side. That was against Louis Powell. Hooker. St Austell go blind in the face of CJ Boyce, and I think he got there. He certainly did. Pat on the back there by Charlie Nicholson. There's CJ, one of St Austell's most consistent players. There's Ben Plummer, one of these St Austell replacements today. That all came about from the St Austell scrummage, which had Truro going back at a rate of knots. The referee indicated penalty, advantage, and once you go back, it is so difficult to defend on the back foot. Really hard. And Matt Shepard has the opportunity to add the two. Score is at the moment Truro 7, St Austell 15. If manages to kick this, maybe 7-17. Strong wind, not an easy kick. Wide out on the right. No, he missed it. Ash Hoskin to restart with the score at Truro 7, St Austell 15. There's Charlie Nicholson having a bit of a rumble. One of St Austell's most consistent, and I think probably fair to say impressive players last season. Matt Shepard hoops it out the middle of the park. That's an attacking kick when I saw one. Gloves in the wind, but Luke Tidwell takes it easily. He will run. He doesn't do much else. He's such a powerful runner and elusive with it. Tom Duncan returns to the fray. There's Luke again. Beats the first man easily. And the second, he's only got one to beat. Lovely tackle by Matt Shepard. But St Austell Truro have an advantage, and they've got men over. Ben Bebb has a little look. They've still got men over. Ash Hoskin feeds Luke Trescothick, and Tom Duncan picks and goes, and he's bringing it back. No advantage. The referee's going to speak, I think, to St Austell skipper. I'm not sure who he's going to penalise there, but he's bringing them all the way back because no advantage came for the offence offside offence over here. Now Truro may decide to, is up to Luke Tidwell. He sticks it in the corner. No, Ash Hoskin sticks in the corner. Right, I should say this is the one area of the field I don't have covered very well. So Louis Powell to throw. That's looking for Ash Riches or Jack Tidball in the middle. Taken by Jack Tidball at the back. Truro scored from this position very early in the game, 7 minutes on, and they're looking again to have Rumble to get forward. CJ Boyce does the job of a forward. Tom Duncan, big powerful man, takes 2 to stop him. It might have been turned over, but I'm not sure. The referee is indicating he's calling somebody to talk to, and he's got his hand. That's Rhys Daniel having a bit of an altercation with one of the Truro players. Not sure what that was about, but it looks like the referee is giving a penalty to Truro because St Austell have retired. With half time about 5 minutes away, the score is still Truro 7, St Austell 15, but Truro have a golden opportunity here to narrow that gap. And you can see the referee is talking to Luke Tidball, but the St Austell players have retired behind the line, so it could be, it is a penalty to St Austell, and we don't really know what it's for. Referee from Devon Society, I think he's actually bringing them back for a scrummage. Yeah, that must be. There you can indicate knock on by Truro, St Austell scrummage. I think he must have been talking to the players about what happened afterwards. Once again, it's just starting to rain, so excuse me while I just bring the camera back slightly. Apologies for the shaky stuff, and I might have to do it again. Penalty to St Austell, free kick actually, offence at the scrum. Matt Shepherd hoofs it. Forecasters are still telling us showers this afternoon. I was really hoping that, that we'd seen the worst of them, but it looks like maybe not. Forecast is to get better, and I will continue as long as I'm fairly dry and the equipment's fairly dry. If not, there may be a stoppage. Taken really well there by Ash Richards at the front. And Truro get a good rumble on. That's number 7, Dan Head, who's been prominent in all the loose play. Oh, that's a lovely little inside ball from Ash Hoskin. Tried to put Matt Simmons through the gap, but he was just caught there. And Jordan Shears picks up catch and drive. I think the ball's ripped out there. It looked like it might have been Joe Maunder, but as in doing so, I think it went forward, so the ref's going to bring him back for a scrummage. And he's calling a stoppage for a moment. There's Dan Head. I have to say at this point the referee has done a cracking job. I think we're all very keen to criticise referees when they make mistakes, but what I've been impressed with so far is not just the referee made decisions very clear. He's been very good at talking to the players and keeping the game moving, and that's their job, isn't it? And I think we ought to appreciate sometimes. even though he's from Devon, we'll forgive him for that. The reason for delay in play, as you can see there, Ash Riches is receiving attention. Looks like he might hurt his hand. Bit of physio magic, does the job, and he returns to the fray, and we'll restart with the scrummage. Truro scrummage, right on, just inside St Austell's 22. With half time approaching rapidly, I make it, well, we're playing in injury time added on at the moment, but my watch doesn't matter. There's Connor Swan put in. It's a better scrummage from Truro, they hold it up. Big tackle by Sam Parsons, but Truro keep it alive. There's Connor Swan again, looking to bring it back to Dan Bebb, but he's very well tackled there by Cam Taylor. And Truro keep it alive. Ash Hoskin loves that little inside ball to his big forwards. And I think the referee is saying, well, it's playing advantage. Let's bring it back over here, please, for a penalty. Yeah, offside for St Austell. That even indicates who it was. Might have been Cam Taylor there. Just. And my guess is that request to the referee was how long to half time, ref? He probably said this is your last play. So Luke Tidwell says, okay, kick for goal. Let's narrow the gap. Yes, of course, if he kicks this, it's Ash Hoskin kicking now, because regular ticker Matt Bluett's gone off the field. If he kicks this, that'll narrow the gap to 5, which is a one converted try, one try. Right in front, nice and easy. And indeed he does. Truro 10, St Austell 15. I was wrong about the final play, but Matt Shepherd has time to restart as half-time approaches. As you can see, the wind's probably died down just a little, which is what it tends to do as the afternoon wears on, which is why it's often a good idea to take advantage of it early on. There's Connor Swan, looks like he might kick from there. Indeed he does. Carl Marriott looking to take it quickly, but oh, he still does. The referee said, no, line's formed, come back please. Taken beautifully off the top there. Joe Maunder this time. Matt Shepherd has a little look. Takes the contact. And the referee says, no, didn't release him. But Carl Marriott does what he does really well. He says, let's let's get on the front foot. That's all looking to play the phases, that's 3. That's Connery Woodsy again, beats the first man sort of. Tripped up, the referee's playing advantage, they'll bring them back. Well into injury time, I make it about 3 minutes extra, but that's not what I watched that counts. And I think the referee is going to talk to one of the Truro players. No, he's talking to the skipper. In the meantime, Matt Shepherd will probably put the ball in the corner and look to set up an attacking opportunity just before half time. So Austell just having the edge. Indeed he does. Pete Harris throws. Ryan takes it, but Austell unable to get the ball going forward. So they look to attack. Connery Woodsy, hands off 1, hands off 2. Feeds outside to Max Bullen, who scored St Austell's 3rd try. Lovely play by Connery Woodsy there. He relies on his pace, he knows he can beat people, never afraid to take people on. They always tell you that it's good to score just before half time, I'm not sure why, but St Austell have just done so. So they've gone into a 10-point lead, 10 points to 20 now, with Matt Shepherd the conversion to come. Look for the flags. Up they go. Truro 10, St Austell 22. Deep into injury time or stoppage time at the end of the first half. Ash Hoskin gets us underway again. Really high ball. Taken very bravely there by Joe Maunder. Truro turns St Austell over. Dan Hayes has a run, but he's caught by Matt Shepherd. Pete Harris with a lovely tackle on Ben Bebb there. But Truro keep the ball. That's number 17, I think. Is that Ross Denning? I don't think it is Ross Denning. He's certainly wearing 17. There's Luke Tidball. He will always run because he's so hard to stop. Oh, it's a lovely little offload there by Dan Head to his hooker Lewis Powell. Kept the ball well, Truro playing the phases, doing that, won a score before half time. There's Tom Duncan, difficult man to stop, referee's playing advantage, been very good at that. And Truro pile in, keep the ball well, they've done that so well all through this first half. Jack Tidball, the try scorer, off goes to Dan Head, who's stopped by Connery Woodsey. What's he doing in there? And that's a wide ball. Simmons. I can't see that, I'm sorry. Apologies for the picture. The only way I can get in the corner. Referee still playing advantage. And I think the referee is given a try. He has. My apologies, I can't see that corner and I've got people standing up. So Truro have scored and I didn't get it. Difficult to see who scored it from here. My guess is might have been the right winger. No, I don't know. We'll find out later on. But Ash Hoskin has the attempted conversion, and Truro moved the score on to 15-22, just coming up to half time. Flags go down, referee plays, blows the whistle for half time, and with the score at the half time, Truro 15, St Austell 22. Welcome back to the second half of the Cornwall Cup final here at St Clements Hill. Truro currently 15, St Austell 22. 2 tries just before half time. I don't know who scored for Truro, apart from Jack Tidwell. Got the first one, absolute cracker. After about 7 minutes, St Austell then scored 3 tries unanswered by CJ Boyce, Max Bullen, and the first one, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Pete Harris. But either way, the score, start of the second half, is that St Austell have the advantage. Truro 15, St Austell 22, with St Austell due to kick off through Matt Shepherd to restart the second half. There's Matt just doing his laces up. Big crowd here today. My guess is over 800, maybe 700-800 people. Really hard to know, but it's fantastic. Great for the CRFU, great for Cornish rugby. This Ash Richards, a fine game in the first half. He's been very mobile for a big lad. And referee says offside against Austell. Now he's saying tackling without the ball, not releasing, sorry. So Truro have the chance early doors to clear their lines, and Ash Hoskins steps up to do the honours. There's a lovely kick by Ash. He must have made best part of 50 metres there, and although it looks as though the wind has died a bit, it's still blowing sort of diagonally from the far left hand corner of the pitch from the northwest down to the southeast, and it's 10-12, gusting as high as 20, and the flags indicate that. So if anything, there's a very slight wind advantage for St Austell in this half, but it's not much. There's Carl Marriott up in Luke Tidwell's face, but he can't catch him. Joe Morner gets him in the end, and rolls away. There's Tom Duncan, All Stakes 2. Topped by Pete Harris on that occasion. That's Ian Boone, who's not had much chance to show his paces. A couple of late runs late in the first half. Long time servant of Truro. Good, very good player, good ball handler, and some serious pace as well. Not many people remember last season him catching Matt Shepherd from behind, and that takes some doing. Referee brings them back, I think, for he might have been playing advantage to Truro, but in the interim it looks like hard to tell who it is from here. I think it might be deciding out who's got the magic sponge. It's Archie Bees. I think Archie seems alright. Let's hope he's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Absolutely fine. So the referee will bring him over the line out. It was just a concern about a head injury which came to nothing. So it will be a St Austell line. Pete Harris finds Mark Vian, who then CJ Boy hoops it. Ian Boone looks going field, and Luke Tidwell down the middle of the park. Matt Shepherd's got only one option really, which he takes, and that's a lovely kick. That is an absolute cracker. With interest from Matt Shepherd. You saw there, if there is a wind advantage, it's from left to right diagonally. Matt Shepherd used it beautifully. Luke Tidwell didn't take it cleanly. It looks like St Austell might have just won that, turned it over. No, Truro still have it. But the referee's awarded a penalty. St Austell with a 7-point advantage, and I think it's one of those games where early in the second half, whoever scores next might just possibly gain an edge, because that puts them either, if you're 1 score behind, you're level, everything to play for. If you 1 score ahead, you're 2 scores ahead, and it's even harder to catch you up. So St Austell score next, it's a real catch-up game for Truro. Truro score next, it's everything to play for. You just can't tell. Short ball to Dan Jobe at the front there, and this is the point where I can't see anything. I'll do my best. There's Charlie Nick. There's a little rumble, but he's very well met. Tackle there by Libby Powell. Matt Shepherd beats the first man, but not the second. CJ Boyce has a little look. It's Archie B's up in the line. Scored the try of the season last year, Archie B's, up at Horsham, but Truro turns St Austell over there and clear their lines for a line out. You see the assistant referee's flag there, whereas Pete Harris is blowing, and it's blowing diagonally across the pitch. That's a lovely take. Matt Shepherd picks it up. Tempted to feed, I think that might have been Sam Parsons, but didn't quite go to hand. Archie B's half stopped. Yeah, you can hear it called. Somebody called it. St Austell turned over again. That's twice in the 22. And Matt Shepherd can have a look. Runs and then chips. Chased by Connery Woodsey, who catches Ian Boone, but Truro retain the ball. Although St Austell piled in, there you can see that not releasing the tackle, says the referee. Been very sharp on that all day. Once again, penalty given to Truro, and the ref has a chat with oh no, is it the other way round? No, it is, it definitely is, because Ash Hoskin boots down the line. It took everyone by surprise, that. I think Jack Tidwell was expecting it, missed it, but he was cleaned up in the middle. Truro kept the ball. Tom Duncan has a run once again. That's Jordan Shears, who's a big strong boy, takes some stopping. Luke Tibble has a little chip ahead, he's looking to put pressure on. And CJ Boyce hoofs it down the line. And will it make touch? I don't think it does, no. I think Ian Boone runs away with it. And Luke Tidball's there to clear once again. Right down the middle of the park. Matt Shepherd's there to get it back. It's gone all the way down to his 22, so it gives him a chance to... you can see from that position, and he kicked it. Ash Hoskin just touched it, but ran out, so it will be a St Austell line on the far side. Sam Parsons looked to go quick. Dan James there in support, he takes it on. The Truro defenders stream back. CJ Boyce looks wide. Right, Vine, ball in hand. He's not had much chance to show today. Matt Shepherd looks to chip in behind, and Connery Woodsey kicks ahead. That's a penalty to St Austell for holding on the ground. I think that time he's penalised scrum half Connor Swan. Got to get to your feet the same before you play the ball. And Carl Marriott goes early. Feeds inside. St Austell have an opportunity here. Get the ball wide quickly. Sam Parsons, and that didn't make it. No, forward pass. You can see Sam puts his hands in the air. Uncharacteristic mistake by Sam. Probably makes one a season, so that'll do for this season. So Truro blew a sigh of relief, and they will have a scrum about 10 metres out. Substitution was St Austell there. I can see Cam Taylor going off. I think Cam must have taken a knock, although he doesn't look too bad. And Hector Bright comes on in his place. You won't miss Hector because he's everywhere. There he is, wearing 21. His dad's standing beside me, watching the game. You probably heard him shouting. Score remains St Austell 7 points ahead with Truro 15, St Austell 22, 3 tries to 2. And the referee's still waiting. I think it's for treatment to one of the Truro players. Yes, there it is. Not sure who that is. It could be Matt Simmons actually. I'll tell you in a moment. He's got obviously hurt his hand. Physio's doing the job. And we will restart with a scrummage to Truro in a moment's time. Excuse me. So here we go. Scrummages went pretty much with the put in the first half. No side had a big advantage, although I think there was one in particular where St Austell's second try came from, where CJ Boyce went around the blind side after the front row. The St Austell front row had the upper hand. They had Truro going backwards. In this case, Connor Swan's opportunity to put in. And you would imagine that Ash Hoskin would be clearing his lines from 10 metres out, but you just never know. That's just moved slightly, but Jack Tidball, who's had a very good game, very strong player, comes away, secures the ball, and Ash Hoskin is able to clear. Pete Harris throws, Mark Vine takes. Sam Parsons with Matt Shepherd on the loop around. Big hoof. And Danny Tyrrell, who will take them on. I can't see what's going on there, but I'll try my best. Just to bring it back. I think that's Hector Bright at his first chance of hands on the ball. Referee's indicating a penalty. Matt Shepherd takes it quickly. Can he make it? Can he make it? He certainly can. There he is, young Matt. 35 tries last season. Won this. And he'll have the chance to convert his own try. So the score moved on to 27-15, and if Matt manages to kick this, then St Austell will be 2 full scores clear. But I do recall this game last season, St Austell went ahead. No, sorry, in the league last season here, St Austell went ahead by 2 tries in the second half, and Truro clawed it back to get within 1 score before St Austell finally, Mark Vine went over under the post to win the game. So this game's not buried, not yet. And Matt misses it. So St Austell's 4th try to Matt Shepherd makes the score Truro 15, St Austell 27, and Ash Hoskin will restart. I could hear that from the other side of the field. Vine called Mark Vine and takes it cleanly. That's a lovely kick by Luke Tidball. But the referee indicates he was outside the 22 and he kicked it, so they'll take him back for a line out. Probably right on the 22. Yeah, just by it. So, Pete Harris to throw. He's had a good game, Pete. Youngster. Filling Miles Davies' boots is always a difficult thing to do, but he's been all over the park today. He's tackled well, he's ran with the ball well, he's thrown in well. You can't ask any more of a hooker than that. Still taking the ball across the park, and Max Bullen has the pass at his feet. He's unable to pick it up. So the referee's playing advantage for a knock on. And Truro will play out of defence because they know they've got an advantage coming. And Hoskin kicks. I think the referee will probably call advantage over, and Archie Bees has a little look. He's going to try and, yeah, he beats the first man. He gets going. He's got Shep on the inside, and he takes it back to Archie. Is he going to make it? I can't see. The answer is yes. Apologies for the interference, but as you can see, Archie Bees has just scored St Austell's 5th try. There he is, young man. I think he's just 20, Archie. He made the break. He fed Matt Shepherd inside, who returned the pass, and Archie went in near the corner to move the score on to 15 to Truro, 32 to St Austell. St Austell have had significant territorial and advantage and possession in this half, and they've used, I think Matt Shepherd has kicked well and used the diagonal win to his advantage, the team's advantage. He kicks this, it'll move on to 34. And the legs go up.
Run it, boys!
So about midway through the second half, the score is Truro 15, St Austell 34. That's 5 tries to St Austell 2. There's Hector Bright. You know what he's going to do. He's going to run like a gazelle. Matt Shepherd doing this sensible thing, pinning Truro back and making them run out of defence, which that man loves to do anyway. There's Luke Tibble. He's had a very good game, so solid in defence, such a danger in attack. There's Luke Trescotha, ball in hand. It's nothing he loves more. I think the referee's playing advantage there for offside from St Austell. Yeah, in at the side. Charlie Nicholson. Excuse me while I just move this camera. I moved it in early because it was raining and it stopped, so it gives me a chance to get better angles on the corners of the pitch. Possibly the first time in this half that Truro have been in St Austell's 22, and they've got Luke Tidwell as a chance, but he drops the ball. Sam Parsons hacks it downfield, but no advantage came, so the referee brings them back. There's Big Reece Daniel, been impressing all last season. He impressed with the seconds and the thirds, and I think he's one of those lads who's really put a hand up for a regular place in the first team. Played very well today, very aggressive, good, lots of pace for a big lad. Another hold up in play, this time for an injury to Dan Head, who's having his ankles trapped. The Truro physio has had a busy day. Down is restored and the game will continue. I'm not sure if the referee had played advantage whose scrum this is. Yeah, CJ Boyce has the ball in hand, so the referee has brought it back for the knock on, first by Truro. That's a good scrummage by St Austell. You do that and the opposition stop you, you end up with a penalty. And you're always going backwards on the back foot, it's always hard to defend, and you can see from that St Austell taking advantage, and then there will be a penalty. That's an area where St Austell worked very hard. Neil Bayliss, the defensive coach, is going to see a set piece coach, I beg your pardon, done a superb job. One of the characteristics, I think, of the very tough warm-up games that St Austell had against first Redruth and then Campbell was how well their scrummage performed against senior National League opposition. And they've shown it again today in patches, so get it right. They didn't get that right. It's just thrown over the top. And Truro steal it. That's Matt Simmons attempting to break the first tackle, doesn't get there. Does that time. The Iron Boone, taken very low by Danny Tyrrell. Such a good defender. Truro building a good attack here, keeping the ball alive, being patient, phase, putting it wide, forwards get there in a rush. On that occasion, over the top of the ball, killing the ruck. And that's Ashwich just having a quick word with the ref. You can see from the flags the wind's picked up a bit and there's just a chance of another shower coming our way. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh, it's happening already, I think. Dan Jobs leaving the field. He's done a shift and a half as usual. And in his place is young Matt Boothby, Cornwall under-20 player. It's nice having a Cornwall under-20 player to replace a Cornwall player, is it not? Both have representative honours and Matt's impressed all last season. That's a lovely take off the top. Good hands, but it's all a bit sideways. That's an Austell. Young Danny Tyrrell bounces around a bit, but it's not going very forward very much. In fact, it's gone backwards on that there. But Austell are patient. CJ Boyce has a little look. You can see the Truro forwards were just holding back, waiting, and the referee gave a penalty for offside. No, if you take your pardon, it's not releasing. Ash Hoskin kicks long, and yes, he's gone all the way down to inside St Austell's 5 metre line. So Lewis Powell to throw in. This is the best attacking opportunity Truro have had in this half. And that man Tom Duncan's at the front of it. They're very, very close, Truro, and they have an advantage as well. Right up close to the line. Connor Swan goes burrowing. And you can see there, the referee is going to yellow card, and it looks like could be Carl Marriott. Or is he gone? Yes, he's penalised. I think it might be CJ Boyce. So St Austell will be without a scrum half. You can see that he came round the edge thinking the ball was out, and the referee said no. And in addition to that, having a quick chat with Mark Vine, the skipper. Which has been a remarkably consistent referee. Doesn't allow any infringement that slows the game down. To have a real opportunity here. I suspect there's going to be a tap and go. Yes, there is. And a move. And they've got men left and right. They're only 3 or 4 metres out. That might have gone forward. Yes, it did. That's super defence there. Yeah. Not sure who that. Yeah, it's Tom Daniels. Come on. I'm not sure if Reese is still on there. I can't see him. Tom Daniel. That was him with that big tackle where. Enforcing the Truro player number 18, which I think is Matt Cross, knock on. But it's still a defensive line, defensive scrummage, right, probably 5 metres from, well, right on the 5 metre line in fact. And Danny Tyrrell has gone to scrum half because CJ Boyce is in the bin. And also going to hope to replicate the last scrummage, which went forward about 10 metres and then they gained a penalty from it. But it's a different situation, this, right in their own line. They'll be looking to clear it quick as possible. So that's a lock out. Carl Marriott does what he does so well. Sam Parsons has a look, and he's got. It's Matt Shepherd. He's going to chip and go. Oh, well taken by Luke Tinpole. Blocked it out of the air. Shep left with egg on his face. He didn't realise. Didn't chip it high enough. There's young Dan Head, who's had a really fine game at open side. That's good tackling there. Once again, I think that's Ben Plummer actually. He must have joined the fray. It is Ben Plummer. So I think maybe Connery Woods, he's taken a break. Looking across the field, I can't see Connor, so there, Ben Plummer's on in his place. So after that hold up, it will be a scrum with number 20, I think it's Josh Anderson, to put in. St Austell once again get the going forward, but Josh Anderson rescues it. Big tackle there by Pete Harris, but the referee was playing advantage. I think he's indicating a high tackle there actually. So Ash Hoskin, who's kicked superbly today, has the chance to clear his lines and nudge the ball right down into St Austell's 22. Louis Powell to throw. His favourite so far today has been Jack Tidwell, probably more than half of the balls, but this time he looks like he's going to number 7 down here. Unable to take it clean, and it's cleaned up at the front by Tom Daniel, who throws the ball infield and gives it away. That's knocked on though. The referee's going to bring it back for the first one. You can just about hear the applause there for Charlie Nicholson, who is going off, and I can't see who's replaced him. Dan Job has been replaced. That's another good scrummage by St Austell, picked up by Jack Tidwell. Matt Simmons, who's battled all day. St Austell defence has held strong. Ben Plummer hoofs it, and Luke Tidwell, lucky to get away with that because it came forward off his hands, but referee adjudged it went backwards first, and it was a penalty. A case of trying just a bit too hard there. I think the iron boon it was. Didn't release. Yeah. Referee from Devon has been red hot on that all day. Explained to the skippers early on he wants to keep the game flowing, and you are to release immediately. That's what the law says.
Energy top, energy head. Come on boys, top of that.
Taken beautifully there by Carl Marriott. Softest of hands. There's Connery Woodsy. Up wide the left, he steps inside. 1, 2. Difficult to stop when he's motoring. He's not the biggest of players, but he's very strong. There's CJ Boyce, who does that lovely little show and go. Does it so well, and the referee will bring him back for a penalty. He knew what was going on. CJ always has a little look. 15:34. So with the score at 15:34, and I make it about 15 minutes to go, Matt Shepherd nudges the ball into the corner for a St Austell line out. Another a chance to attack. If St Austell are able to score from here, it becomes a very big mountain to climb for Truro for the home team. It's Fraser Nuttall joins the fray. There he is. That's a lovely little back inside ball. That's Dan Joby's back on. I think he must have replayed Charlie Nicholson. Yeah, but St Austell took it in, didn't bring it out. I think that's the replacement scrum half, Josh Anderson, who's replaced Connor Swan at 9. And Truro have a scrummage, probably about 7 or 8 metres out, and they've not enjoyed the second half scrummaging. But they will run everything. That man in particular, Matt Shepherd stolen it, looking to go wide where he got Fraser Nuttall. So it's very lateral, there's someone to straighten it up, and Sam Parsons nudges it in the corner looking for Connery Woods, and he's going to score all day from there. What a lovely little chip. Sam Parsons read it superbly, defender up flat, nowhere to go, put it in behind, let Connor score. That moves the score on to Truro 15, St Austell 39. And at this stage, you would imagine that St Austell have put this game to bed, but you never know. Matt Shepherd to try and nudge it over 40. It's not an easy kick. Out wide to the left. Shep to kick. Watch the flags. They stay down. Referee checks his watch. That's the only one that counts. He also knows the score is Truro 15, St Austell 39. And Ash Hoskin gets us underway again, a restart. The honours there. Long time serving at the club, of course. That's Matt Cross. So it'll be a Truro line out. Louis Pell to throw, and my money's on Jack Tidball. That's number 18, Matt Cross, I think, if you're wearing the right shirt. Can't mistake that man there, that's Jordan Shears. He He's made some good yards today, that man from prop. That's good play that by Louis Powell. You know, not only take 3 men out, he kept the ball alive and made the yards. Ross Denning can't hold on, so they come back for the knock on. Wasn't his fault, not a good pass. There's young Hector Bright with hands on his head. Reese and Tom Daniel making up second row, back row. Carl Marriott's caught, but he won't lose the ball. The referee's indicating holding on. Good attacking opportunity here for Truro. Up close, it's only once again unable to hold the ball, but I think referee's playing advantage for offside. That's if that is Matt Cross wearing 18. Very close here, Truro, way out to the line. Referee playing advantage. They really must score here. Really must. There's Luke Tidball again, always in the thick of it. That's good defence there. Carl Marriott absolutely clattered him. Another one from Danjo. Referee's going, I think he's going to show a yellow card to somebody here. That's Jack Grigon, he must be playing hooker. And a yellow card is being shown to... He's looking for a number. It is Ben Plummer. Must have been for offside or persistent offside, because he's spoken to the players, skippers several times. And Truro keep on the pressure. The game might be just beyond their reach, but they're certainly not giving up, and they go in at the corner in the shape, I think, of number 13, Matt Simmons. That makes the score 20-39. Conversion to come. Still time on the clock. Not sure how much longer there is. By my watch, it isn't very long, but we've had lots of stoppages in the second half. And Ash Hoskin has a chance to add the 2. Beautiful kick. But that will be it. The final act of the match. Final score, I make it Truro 22, St Austell 39. And as you can see there, for the second time in their history, St Austell are the Cornwall Cup winners. They will be utterly delighted, and the first one to congratulate them are the Truro players. That's Connor Swan, who was injured, went off. Luke Truscothick knows all the boys really well. These lads are, many of them are friends, personal friends off the field. They know each other so well. It's lovely to see. So the final score here today, St Austell 22. Sorry, beg your pardon. Truro 22, St Austell 39. The Cornwall Cup winners for 2023 are once again St Austell. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week at Brixham.